Second.
Motion second. Questions or comments regarding those minutes? Not, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, and those minutes are approved as submitted. Thank you. Madam Warden, the floor is yours.
Good morning. I'll provide my report and then we can go into Ray Arnold's retirement.
Who is this guy, Ray Arnold? Is he a new guy or something?
32 years and 9 months. Reporting for the month of April 2025, LCCF put 9 new hires on the floor. During that month, we also lost 3. We currently are working with 15 full-time vacancies, and we have opportunity for 7 part-time hires to fill our 15 part-time roster openings. But still, with those numbers, we're still running various operations and continue to stabilize the facility. The struggle right now, the pattern seems to be when we have to provide the security for hospital details, which are either short-term or long-term, depending on what the individual situation is. The Deputy Warden of Treatment and treatment team continue to program. They add programs, the continuing program, as we evaluate staffing and based on what our average daily population has been. This morning it was 254. The programs that we continue to try and provide are the school, HISET, which is known as GED. We finally were able to find a barber, implemented haircuts again. Deputy Warden Davis worked hard to find an EMON. We started JUMA services, which is a little bit newer to the facility based off of our population and their need, and based on the ability to finally find an EMON that is willing to come into the correctional facility, have the security screening, and run the services. We still have our Jubilee chaplains on site running 12-step and Bible study programs. We also have our work release director and assistant work release counselor and treatment team. Ray Arnold's been doing a very good job with a program he created that we previously mentioned, which is Life Skills. It consists of the resume building, the interviewing skill sets program, and the budgeting. We provide trifecta on that life skills building block to try and help our incarcerated individuals for their reentry back into the community. LCCF continues to build community relationships. The Pennsylvania State Police, PSP, Trooper Sterling reached out. He had an intern. The state police are utilizing a new internship program, and fortunate for LCCF, they added a corrections component to show the interns not only the law enforcement police side of it, but what it looks like for incarceration. So Trooper Sterling brought in an intern for educational purposes for an evening talk and tour. It was very educational even for myself, just to get a new perspective or a younger demographic perspective of the criminal justice system in the various components. We also are fortunate to have our director of training and our kitchen sergeant. They continue to go over to the county CTC and help develop and interview the students that are graduating from the law enforcement class. With their relationship that they have built and the assistance that they provide the CTC, we have potentially 3 candidates that would be graduating and looking to get full-time positions in the correctional facility in the near future. LCCF had a juvenile that was housed at Lehigh County. That juvenile finally turned 18 years old, so that's an expense that you will see no longer listed on our account because they're an adult and they'll be back in our facility. LCCF continues to monitor and navigate with Prime Care Medical. We have noticed a trend that it started in April 2025 and continues in May 2025, that it's not just in our facility, but across the facilities, there's been an increase in suicide watches and levels. So we've been monitoring that carefully. As far as the medication assisted treatment program, for the month of April, we have inducted 10, sustaining 35. So we have just under 50 incarcerated individuals in one aspect or another of the MAP program. So moving on from my report, if there's no questions. I'd like to get to Ray Arnold. I want to thank the commissioners for their proclamation and honoring Ray last week, May 15th, at the commissioners meeting. But now it's the prison's turn to honor Ray Arnold, and he loves the attention. Ray Arnold was hired August 30th, 1992 as a full-time correctional officer. Ray Arnold was then selected as the Assistant Work Release Director on September 15th, 1997. On August 24th, 2020, Ray Arnold was promoted to the Director of Work Release at the Lebanon County Correctional Facility. Ray's retirement date is coming up for May 28, 2025. Ray Arnold provided 32 years and 9 months of service to the County of Lebanon, specifically at the Lebanon County Correctional Facility. Ray Arnold provided LCCF support not only in the work release program, but on shift, assisted in the video court during COVID, worked with county IT, assisted with the computers, cameras, and just about anywhere Ray was needed or found a problem, he was there to troubleshoot. And again, he also not troubleshooted just for the staff in the correctional facility, but also with the incarcerated population, prepping them for work release and what it looks like to be re-entered into the community. Something interesting, I noted that he was a gentleman at the commissioners meeting last week. When we got back to the jail, it's notable that Ray felt bad because Ray's a humble guy, and this is the kind of character that Ray Arnold has. He said, Tina, he's like, I was so nervous. He's like, I forgot to help or thank the staff. He felt very bad on a day that was about him that he forgot to honor and thank the staff to help him become the director of training director of work release that he was able to become. So that's your reminder for you to thank the staff, so you don't feel bad after the meeting. But again, Ray Arnold's going to be missed at the correctional facility. So we have a plaque that we'd like to present to Ray.
So this is in recognition for over 32 years of dedicated service to the Lebanon County Correctional Facility and the community of Lebanon County.
Anything about the staff?
Thank you.
The truth is, I wouldn't be where I am today without all the assistance I received from all the staff that I've worked under, assistant wardens, prior training directors, and prior correctional officers and current correctional officers. And actually, I have to say my work release success comes from the community who has supported me and the work release program, as well as the county for placing as many inmates as they have placed throughout the years. And that support also goes with like the public defender's office,
Yep.
and all of the other departments that I work with as well. So it just doesn't compensate the correctional facility. It's actually the county as a whole. But thank you for allowing me to work for you all these years, and I will not. It's a great part of my life, and I look forward to the next part. Thank you.
Thank you, Ray.
Left a positive mark on Lebanon County, specifically at our correctional facilities, so thank you.
Just say, James, our Chief Administrator, Walden Muth gave a nice pitch for your program this morning at the chamber event, and really gave a nice picture of what is involved and how good that is for the incarcerated population. And it was a pretty good sized crowd of business people that have an opportunity perhaps to get in touch with Warden or something, to fill those spots.
The person who's the assistant, Jason Upshaw, I've been training him to take over with a lot of the stuff, and trying to not, so you don't have such a large gap to fill. So I'm pretty sure, I feel confident that he's relatively prepared to move forward. But thank you, James.
Yeah, it was a nice touch, I thought.
Ray, you should feel good. Think about all the lives you touched by helping make those connections back into the workforce, and to get back on track for people to really impacting lives, and in some cases probably saving lives. So God bless you. Thank you.
Can I make a comment? As I'm listening here, at many of these meetings, I think perhaps you might consider routinely providing press releases on like the report that the warden just gave. There may a number of items that I think would be of interest to the general population. And given the financial state of the media, newspapers in particular, that function of passing that information on to the public really isn't being done. And so that press releases from just on the warden's report, for example, right now, and perhaps other items, would actually be a service to the community.
Comment.
May I make a comment?
Sure.
Okay. You can go to the county website, and I think that we have a YouTube channel, and Jamie usually has that put up there as well. As anything I do is personal, but for, as my job as a commissioner, but Jamie does an official one for the county, so it's up 24/7, 365.
All right, so you're saying then that the information is available?
And the videos
Right.
of what she read. She read the whole statement.
I guess the reason I mention it is because I was involved in a volunteer society group, and what we did was we simply had an email list of media presentations, and we had a specific focused press release that would be sent out to those, and given the time constraints that media people are in, so that's the kind of a thing that they can just take and put into their presentation.
The three that usually attend our meetings do a fine job of coverage as well.
That's the problem, though, is that those folks do not have the time to do so. That's why they're not here.
They're usually here.
Yeah, it's a public and they're welcome. But his point is, the easier we make it for the media, more likely we get things
Okay.
published.
All right, thank you.
Okay. So, moving on, anything additional, Madam Warden, from deputies?
Deputies, please.
So last month, the month of April, we're still reporting our matrix of operations based on our manning. We did 9 full shifts, so full operations, 81 modified shifts, and we did 0 lockdowns out of a full 90 shifts for the month. I have nothing to add unless there's questions.
Questions? Okay, that brings us to open business. Love to see Tom stroll in from Prem Care. Anything you'd like to add to any of the?
Apparently the warden's gotten used to me not being here because she did an admirable job filling in the most significant aspects that we have. So operations are going well. We did just implement some salary adjustments to try and attract additional talent in this competitive job market. But operations are going well.
Thank you. Is there anything else, Jamie?
I was only going to mention this if it came up, but since it's been discussed so much in past meetings here at the prison board, I'm going to talk about it for a minute. That's the condition of circulation in the jail, HVAC systems, and so on. I did send an email to the prison board a couple of weeks ago, but back on May 7th, I joined the warden and some of the administration and our insurance carrier, Pennsylvania County Risk Pool, their loss control coordinator, along with 3 of the members of their claims staff, requested to come and visit, basically take a tour. Nothing prompted it other than their desire to come out and just kind of see our facilities. They visited there, they visited the Renova Center, and they visited Department of Emergency Services. I've been here 28 years in this job. I've been in and out of that, different nooks and crannies of the jail, all the way back in the corners and mostly out front. But I went along on that tour, went back into some of the areas that I frankly had not been in a couple of years. And I have to say, I was just more than impressed. I was really, really impressed, I guess, with the condition of things in there. We just had an inspection in January. The inspection raised a few things. Some of them, frankly, in my opinion, were kind of nitpicky, but we addressed them anyway. We had to. But since CGL is there, the contracted maintenance, I mean, the place is just, it's just 180 degrees better in terms of circulation, air circulation, organization. You know, you go back in toward the kitchen, and the back of the kitchen where all the paper products and food storage and things like that, everything's on racks, it's orderly, you know, corridors aren't blocked. The maintenance shop itself looks like a poster out of Popular Mechanics. It is immaculate. It's every tool has its place, has its silhouette, because it has to go back where it came from, so it's not hanging out somewhere in the general population. But sometimes when we would stop in the tour, I could feel air circulation. And we visited the shower, and what block were we, block 2?
You're in the outmate.
Or outmate, okay. You know, the brand new floor that's been done like a sort of like a durable garage floor, you know, waterproofing and so on. I just commend the work that's been done there in the last 2 years, and it's come up here many times about mildew in the showers, lack of circulation and so on. They have fixed ductwork, they have fixed motors, they have put into service things that hadn't been for years. It's just a fantastic job, and our insurer felt the same way. They were very pleased with what they saw.
Just a note off of what Jamie said, if you don't mind, that shower and outmate lower, that was the work of a combination. We have a great team down at the Lebanon County Correctional Facility. I know it costs a lot of money to run a jail, but we're not the only jail experiencing a lot of what Jamie had just articulated. And it's really a team between medical, security, CGL, our detail folks, our kitchen folks. They really worked hard. The inmates did a lot of the work for our outmate shower, the epoxy floor, the painting, and that kind of stuff. Goals for the facility will be to work with CGL and detail and maybe develop a systematic way to get some of these re-entrants skilled to go out into the community because of the work that they're doing. Again, we can't force the incarcerated people to work. We offer, if they want to work, then they work, and we do that. But a lot of what was seen in that shower area was a combination of detail supervision and the incarcerated people putting a little elbow grease and being willing to be trained to do those things. So I want to give credit to the whole team that was part of that.
And credit to the board for funding some of this stuff. I mean,
Yes, thank you.
You know, while the capital budget for the jail is 6 digits, you know, for just this and that, at budget time, it's paying off, you know, and at the same time we're seeing.
It's a good investment. We have.
Yeah, at the same time you're seeing other counties that are you know, facing estimates of hundreds of millions of dollars to build new facilities, and you know, we may be facing that one day, but right now what we have is operating in a much better way, and the way it should. So.
Thanks for pointing that out, Jamie.
Thank you.
Anything else for the good of the order? If not, we'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
We stand adjourned. Thank you all.